Our first guest today is a man who loves basketball so much, he was born in March. His name is Jeff Judkins, women's basketball coach. Jeff, how you doing?
Nice to be here, as always.
Were you born in March?
I was born March 27th.
Oh, you go. You were born.
I told you loved basketball. So
yeah, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was born in that month, so, one of the greatest players ever. So
was Lou Alcindor, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So was Lou Alcindor. I like it. Way to go.
So I need to make sure that my next kid, daughter,
is born in March.
Is not no, because
born in September when football begins. Maybe?
Exactly. Well, I'm just trying to avoid the height, because they may be good, they may love basketball, but there's no hope for them.
Well,
that's great. Let's start with a hopeless conversation.
I'm just being real.
my dad was only 6'1", and all his boys are 6'5" or better, so you never know.
You never know.
You must have ate your vegetables.
A lot of conversation about Kyler Murray because he comes in at 5'10" at the combine. People making a big deal about that. But when you're recruiting, how much does height play into certain positions for you? Can someone be too short at guard or something?
It comes in a factor. I mean, you have to look at that position and say, okay, this is what we'd like at this height. But heart overpowers height sometimes. I think Paisley shows a good example of that. Here she is, 5'9", playing the 3 for me, and there's nobody that really dominates her in the post or rebounding. And she just got a lot of toughness and grit and heart, and so that overpowers it.
It's almost March. Is there a stronger intensity when we get to March in terms of kind of what the games mean and the practices? Do you feel that?
Well, practices are a little bit less because it's been a long season, and you have to be smart as a coach. They're intense, but they're not as long. And it's kind of more of really getting your shot and doing some things and getting your team tuned up for the game. I don't know how it is in other sports, but that's what you do in basketball. But it means a lot. I told my team the start of February is the season really relies on these 2 months, February and March. And if you do well in those 2 months, then you seem to have a great season and get to postseason and all those things.
So, Coach, you guys had won 11 straight. Then you dropped 3, and then picked it back up and on a 4-game winning streak. During the losing streak you were on, and I said, what are you doing right now to help overcome this, get over this hurdle? So what did you do to get your girls to bounce back?
Well, I think first of all you got to get your swagger back some way, and how do you do that? There's many different ways of doing it as a coach. The fastest and easy way is play a game right away like the NBA and play a game and win that game handily, and then you get it back. But when you lose and you have time to think about it, it's a little bit harder. I think what happened in that stretch, we were doing some things maybe not as well as we should be, and it kind of caught up to us. And we just went back to basics and said we got to do this better, this better. My 3 perimeter players did not shoot the ball as well in that 3-game thing, so getting them more shots, getting their confidence back, all those things was a big factor. And then I made a starting position change. I went small. I went with Kaylin instead of going big and try to spread people out and make people guard us in the perimeter, and I think that's helped a lot.
You're 21-6, 13-3 in conference play. 1 game back of Gonzaga right now, who's top 25 team. But you've beaten them twice. Awesome. So you're in second place. Pepperdine's behind you 1 game back as well. How do you feel about the league race as it kind of comes to the finish of the regular season this weekend?
Well, what we would hope is tonight Pepperdine beats Gonzaga, and then we take care of business tonight. And then Saturday we take care of business and we tie Gonzaga.
And you'd win the tiebreak.
And then we win it because we beat them twice. If we win tonight, then no matter what, we're in first or second, no matter what, in the tournament. And I think this year it means a little bit more because you have a bye all the way to the semis. Now, the negative part of that is you don't play. As everybody knows, we're not going to practice on Sunday, so we're never going to get in that gym until our game time. But the rest, the preparation, thinking about the team is a big advantage, I think. So hopefully we'll be able to take care of business.
Does a regular season title matter to you, or would you take the tournament title? Or is it just about getting to the NCAA tournament?
Well, for me right now, I think winning a conference championship would mean the most because –
The regular season?
Yes, because it's only been done once in 14 years. Gonzaga's won it every year except for the 1 year we won it. So winning that would mean a lot. By winning that, that puts you into the NCAA tournament. Now, I know 1 year.
Essentially. Right?
Yeah, I know 1 year we lost. We won the championship. We lost in the tournament, and then we went as a at large, and we went pretty far. So that part of it, you said win the conference, lose the tournament championship, and go to the NCAA and go far. I'd take that. That'd be my first choice.
And in the end, a trophy's nice, some rings are nice, but ultimately you're probably defined by getting to the NCAA tournament and how you do.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think right now, if we can win these 2 games, and we take care of business in the tournament and win our first game, and let's say we play Gonzaga in the finals, and we lose that game, I think we're in. You know, if we win it, we win the tournament. Of course, we're in for sure. So, I think our goal is 1 game at a time. San Francisco is a very scary team. They have a very, very good point guard, and Brenna did a great job on her last time. It's been almost 2 months since we played.
Been a long time.
Yeah, they've changed. We've changed, and
you have reversed records.
But it's going to be an interesting. I mean, they're scary because they have nothing to lose. They come in and say, well, hey, we don't. So the key for us is to come out and start strong, and then I think just put them, set them back a little bit.
Is that the same message that you tell your girls when?
No question.
Because there's tactics, right, that coaches use. I think I said this last week with Bronco. He used to say, "You guys suck," or "You suck," individually. You can call us out. And we knew it was coming from a place of love, kind of. But is that some of the tactics that you use as well?
Yeah, I think what happens as a coach when you start your season, you start your preparation of how you're going to motivate your team. And I've always been upfront. I've been honest and said, hey, this game's a big game. They know it's a big game. I might have to tell them that playing St. Mary's and Gonzaga is a big game.
Guys, this is a big one. What?
And then you tell them that this game, like tonight, is really important because we have so much to really gain from it. I mean, they know that, but you let them know that. I've tried both. So every player is different, and you motivate players differently as a coach. And sometimes I can really get on somebody and say, you're not playing good. I don't use the word suck, but you're not playing good. And then I tell them when they play good, hey, you did a nice job. So it's kind of, as the coaches, there's more than just X and O's in coaching. Yeah. It's the mental part of it and trying to get your team ready to go and do the things that you have to do.
We're talking to Jeff Judkins, the women's basketball coach here at BYU. They play San Francisco tonight. You're 28 in the RPI as of 2 days ago, the latest listing here from NCAA.com. Do you feel like you put yourself in a good position to get an at-large bid and be in position to obviously want to automatically qualify, but you scheduled tough. Do you feel like it played out like you thought or like you wanted? Well,
there was one game we thought we should have won for sure, and that was Southern Utah. But then we beat TCU, who was really good. They have a chance to get in the NCAA tournament themselves. So it kind of all works out. But I think most part we've played pretty well, except for that stretch where we just kind of fell apart a little bit and didn't play our game. But hopefully now we can take care of business and just do the things that we need to do. And it's exciting. I told my players and my team that the season's in your hands. And teams fight for that. Yeah. To say, hey, I have control of what we do, and hopefully we'll come out tonight and play like we can.
Is there anything that you learned from the scheduling of this season that you would do the same next season or adjust, in the future?
Well, we always try to play. We call it A games. Mm-hmm. So the A games are the Big Five schools conference. So next year we're going to play Washington State, Utah, and Oregon State. That's our 3A games, and then you try to play 4 B games, and B games are Utah State, Fresno State we're going to play next year. We played Colorado State this year. You try to play a good mid-major conference, their top teams. And then you have C games, and C games are games that you're playing somebody that may be in-state game like a Utah Valley or Southern Utah, and then you have a bye game. We try to buy one game a year, and usually that is during final week. Because it's difficult to sometimes you try to do that. And so by doing that, and, my assistant coach, Dan Nelson's done a great job of really watching this RPI. He watches it every day, and he makes sure that when we do our scheduling that we're scheduling the right teams. And, I think Dave did it this year really well. I think the teams that he scheduled, Nevada, Vegas,
Houston.
yeah. He's going to get him home next year, and so that's going to help him. Yeah. That's going to really help him in his they don't have an RPI; it's a little bit different, but that scheduling is going to help him. Yeah.
Do you want RPI to go away, by the way, or do you want this net thing?
I don't know. Dave was kind of telling me a little bit about it yesterday.
RPI seems very antiquated to me. Like it was created in '81. It's 2019. We can do
yeah,
better.
I'm sure there's
better.
I'm sure there's a way we can tweak it better. But you know, it's the weirdest thing because you play a team that's playing really good early in the year, and then they tank it, and then that RPI kills you because they tanked it. So I don't know. What I think personally is I think if you're in the top 8 RPI league, I think you should get at least 2 bids, no matter what it is. You know, you deserve it. Not 9 teams in the Big 12 that schedule nobody preseason, and then they go under 500 and get in the NCAA tournament. That's the other thing. I think if you're under 500 in your league, Big 5, you don't go. I mean, if you can't go 500 in your league, then why do you deserve to go to the NCAA tournament when somebody else has done better? And, you know, they all say, well, our league's tougher. Yeah, they don't want to play us. You're right. There's not one of those guys who'll come play me home and home. Oh, we'll play you at our place. They won't play me at home. So they're that way with a lot of schools. So it's not like, you know, so here we are mid-major trying to play these schools and they won't play us. And then they say, you know, our conference is tougher. Hey, well, come play us then. So, I mean, it's a fight. I personally think our league deserves 2 teams. We've done it.
And right now you have 2 in.
Yeah, right now we've the mid-majors, we've had 4 times that our league has been the Sweet 16. So our league is good. I think the men deserve 3. I really do. I think they've dominated the Pac-12 this year. They deserve it, and that's the way it should be. So maybe the 9th team in the Big 12 doesn't get in this year because they went 7 and whatever. Okay, they don't get in. They tell me you do better in the conference.
Okay,
that's
Juddy,
why I look at it. But
there you go.
Mid-major probs. # mid-major probs. Juddy, we appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
BYUSN Karma tonight against San Francisco.
Yeah, Karma. I hear you.
Good luck.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And then, of course, Saturday against Santa Clara, 4 Eastern on BYUtv as well. So thanks, Juddy.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.